get a £5 free bet every week with Offer Club from William Hill. Simply stake a total of £20 or more across the week on pre-match football accumulators with 4 or more selections, and you'll get a £5 free bet on the Friday. Join William Hill Offer Club on mobile or online now.
James Helder, IFL TV, in association with Macklin's Gym Mobile. We're here today, open workouts, Golovkin, Brook. Everybody's excited. What's going on? What are you feeling at this moment?
I'm feeling nervous. I'm feeling excited. I'm feeling even more excited after seeing that. I mean, KELL looks in phenomenal shape. Just talking to him, just talking to his team. I can't tell you, bullshit aside, 1,000,000% belief from that team that they're beating KELL BROOK on Saturday night. For me, I know he can do it. I also know the task in front of him, and I'm scared. So KELL must be scared, but he's not. He's just comfortable, he's ready, he's confident, and what you're about to see on Saturday night is an event of epic proportions.
Everybody's sort of favouring GGG, but no one seems to have told KELL BROOK that. As I said, he seems ultra confident. The angles are very calm and very cool. Having sort of been around KELL this week, what is his mood like? How's he taking it?
Honestly, like I said, bullshit aside, and so relaxed, so confident, and I think what you're going to get in this fight is ultimate focus. You could see him on the pads there with Dom. It was like he was in a fight. It was thinking. And he's such a smart fighter with his feet and his hands and his speed. This is the kind of fight where he's been looking. Everybody's always said, James, you don't know what KELL BROOK can do. You haven't seen it, but now we're going to see it. So we're going to see it in the ultimate test, the toughest fight in world boxing. But we're going to see it. We're going to see what KELL BROOK's got, because people have been telling me for years and years, and I think we saw it in the Porter fight even at, honestly, at 60–70%. And though you guys don't know how tough it is for him to make 147 pounds, how he dealt with Porter on foreign soil in a fight of that magnitude. So how many more levels have we got? 1? It's not going to be enough. 2? Might be an interesting fight. 3? He can roll with GGG. 4? 5? He can beat him. We've got to show those levels. But I can't, do you think GGG just a little bit like no media today, very, I don't know. Maybe I'm just clutching at straws. But I feel like this is going to all transpire into a KELL BROOK victory. I really do. Do
you think Golovkin's past opponents, no disrespect to them, but have been sort of beaten before they got in the ring?
100%. Not all of them.
Bogeyman effect.
Of course, because everyone's telling you, how difficult is it to fight a guy that everyone's telling you is the most dangerous guy out there, the biggest puncher pound for pound in world boxing. You can't not get in your head, can you? But KELL's a bit nutty. Like he's a bit mad. He says, I can't wait to go. I said, imagine if he said, I can't wait to go out there and just feel the first jab and the power. It's like, no, you don't feel any power, mate. But he's going to have to, and he's going to have to. If he's going to win this fight, he's going to have to go to places he's never been before. But he's up for going there. Do you know what I mean? In fact, he's already packed his passport. So that part of his mind is secure. I know what I've got to do. I know how tough this is going to be, but I'm ready to do it. I was born for this moment. This is the moment where KELL BROOK becomes the superstar. Can he do it? That is the question. Many believe not. I believe yes.
What are you expecting pay-per-view buys for this? How many do you think this can reach?
It's tracking huge. I mean, it's done more pay-per-view buys at the moment than all of the last stuff that for some time. Does it captivate the casual market as well? I think it does, actually. I know that every boxing fan's going to buy it. I don't know, and stuff like that. All we do is we do our job, we promote the show, and the rest is up to the public. If they want to be part of the show, if they want to watch this fight, they'll buy it. If they don't, they don't.
Some of the abuse that KELL BROOK's got for stepping up and taking this fight has been disgusting. I know some of it's wound you up a little bit. How much would it mean to you to be able to wake up on Sunday morning and
do you know what it is?
Be in a
I
position
had a
where
chat with someone on Twitter today about it. It's not really abuse. Yeah, it's things like, someone, I mean, there was one guy who was saying that, it was about, this time next week he'll have all the paramedics around him and stuff. Like, you don't, if you're, you know, and he says on his profile something like amateur boxer, you don't say things like that if you're involved with boxing. It's just simple as that. It's disrespectful, and to be honest with you, why would you want to tweet someone that who's about to go in a fight of his life? And this other guy, you know, he was saying, oh, I hope, he acts KELL BROOK, I hope you don't get damaged in this fight, or so you come out of this fight without any damage. And what a fucking thing to say.
Would you like to see more Brits getting behind KELL BROOK, whether they think he's going to win or not?
Look, no. Do you know what? It's not, you don't have, if you don't want to get behind KELL BROOK, don't get behind him. If you don't want a Brit to go out and shock the world, don't support him. But don't send him tweets. He reads his tweets, you know. And luckily he's strong enough to put it all to the side.
You mean you read his tweets?
No, yeah, I do read his tweets also. But he reads his tweets. He'll be laying in bed. And that's how I see it. You know, I see a tweet going, oh, KELL BROOK's going to get smashed, I hope he gets fucking knocked senseless, blah, blah, blah. Just before you send that, realise he's sitting in his bed after a hard day at work, fucking doing 8-mile run in the morning, 10 rounds of sparring and strength and conditioning, and reading that. Alright? Just remember that. So, whether you think that's funny or clever, that's your life. Maybe some people, they get a kick out of that. But for me, I would never knock a man who's putting into something what KELL BROOK is putting into something, and he's about to take part in the kind of event and the kind of task that will need every ounce of his energy, support, ability, everything. So I've got no problem with people tweeting me going, I don't think KELL BROOK's going to win this fight. That's fine. But don't at him and say, you're going to get this, you're going to get that, you're going to leave this fight in and you know, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And you know, I see I always have a rant at the podcast crew, you know, I did yesterday, and someone retweeted one going, we're really getting in his head. It's like, fuck's sake, is that what you really want? You know, I'll send you a pair of my soiled underpants if you want. You can sniff them all night, you know what I mean? These people are obsessed. But
it's a good obsession though, isn't it? Boxing's booming. The fact that there are so many podcast people out there that are getting involved and putting their 2 bobs out there. You know what I mean?
2 bob, yeah, you said it.
You know what I mean? That everyone's putting their 2 pence worth in. It's a sign that boxing is booming,
listen,
isn't
the
it?
fact that people want to talk about boxing, the fact that people want to tweet about it, it's all great for the sport. It's just the obsessive ones that do it every second of every day. And it's like, just, I know you love the sport, I love the sport, but you've just got to, just for a couple of hours of the day, just separate yourself from the social space to reality. Worry about your career, worry about your family, and don't just worry about tweet. Because you know these people, they've got no social skills. So like when you meet them, they're like, they just crumble because they're like, you know, they're just, because they spend all day doing this. But we're blessed to have been a sport where it is interactive. These guys have got access to, not just me, but to fighters, and they're interacting with them. You can't do that in any other sport.
Boxing's a mad sport, like.
No, but you have to embrace it as well. But I just, you know, some of these people sometimes just want me to say, look, mate, there's another world out there. You know, open your front door and go for a walk and see all these great things in life. If you put that energy, because these guys, a lot of them are bright. You know, you see by the way they write, they're bright people. Yet they can't put their energy into something constructive where they could actually go somewhere. Do you know what I mean? That's the frustrating thing. I'm happy with the views and even the criticism, the opinions, not a problem. And if you think KELL BROOK's going to get beat or knocked out, not a problem. Just don't be sending in messages where the kid's been at work all day and you're saying that he's going to do this and he's doing that, and I hope you get knocked spark out. Because that's what makes me sick. Because I look at that person and I say, why do you do that? Are you that horrible and bitter that you really want? Maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe I'm just missing something. But why would you want to try and play down another man's achievements when they're putting so much into something? Do you know what I mean? Anyway. Rant over. They've got into me again. I'm fuming here. My blood pressure's going through the roof.
Got inside his head again. The podcast people have got
heart attack
yet again.
Heart attack's coming.
Before we go, just want to ask, what are those? They're like Genie of the Aladdin shoes, aren't they?
Well, hold on. Fucking hell.
But these I'm watching, aren't I? I'm walking around.
Do you watch that thing on BBC One? What's it called? We literally do nothing, or we knew people do nothing. That is you, MC Grinder. Yeah, with a grinder, a James Helder. Well, easy crew. We're doing it for me. We're doing it for you.
That's what I'm going to call you. Left me in bits for that one.
This is MC Grinder here for IFL TV.
Definitely an absolute bitch. On that note, thank you very much. We do appreciate it.
Undercard press conference tomorrow.
Yeah.
Going to be good. I'm looking for...
Let's have a little chat about the undercard actually before we go. I haven't touched on that. It's a big talk.
I think it's a great card. I mean, you know, you've got your standard bigger names in, you know, not so testing fights, and then you've got the real fights, which I call them. Actually, Callum Smith's got a decent fight. You'll see that. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Is it better than the last opponent because you've got a lot of stick for that?
Yeah, but what happened in that fight? It was a good fight. I mean, no, but people say to me, well, you got lucky that it was a great fight. I said, no, I just knew the kid was tough. That was all. So, but first up, Ward against Townend, I think is a great little fight. You know, you got. Good Townend can really punch. Martin Ward, I've looked at for a long time, felt like this is a fighter that could really go and achieve, but he's got to do that on a big stage. He has to win. Completely right. If he doesn't beat Andy Townend, you know, he's not going to go to the levels that we thought he was going to win.
And on the flip side of that, Townend, big chance for him to be on the TV and impress.
Yeah, he's done it before and he's impressed every time he's been on. You got Charlie Edwards against Casimiro, which for me is just the most fascinating fight, you know, potentially even on the card. You've got a kid in his ninth fight.
As well.
You know, Casimiro's a 2-weight world champion. Got 14 world champions in Britain right now. Chance for Charlie Edwards to become the 15th in his 9th fight. And then you got Callum Smith. You got Hall against Haskins, which was a great first fight. They can't stand each other. We're looking at for that to get lit at the press conference tomorrow. So I need your help on that.
That's going to be.
And then you got the big one. So you know, it's a massive night and. This is the most nervous I've been for a long time, you know, going into a fight of this magnitude because...
That's what I'm saying, do you still get nerves?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I was very nervous around Joshua Martin because he was like the unknown, you know.
Everyone was telling you how good Martin is.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Pete, you know, Fury's had $5 grand on him, he's sparred with him, he's unbelievable, you know.
Did Fury back him as well?
Yeah, $5 grand he had on him, yeah, put it on Twitter. But, and then, you know, you get nights like this where I've been through a lot with KELL BROOK, you know, ups and downs and... Now this isn't a standard fight. It's not, you know, he's not fighting Manny Pacquiao. He's not fighting Errol Spence. He's not fighting, you know, I'd fancy him to win all those fights as a big favourite, in my opinion. But he's fighting Triple G at middleweight. So I know how dangerous the fight is, and you know, I do have fear for him, but also know how good he is. And I know that this is the moment he's been waiting for. But I'm more nervous about him having to execute it at that time, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? Like, if he gets it right, I know he can win. I'm more nervous that you've got to get it right, and that's what matters to me. Because if he doesn't get it right, he'll take this loss really badly, and that's why I know he's going to get it right. Because it's one chance, one shot, and you've got to lose yourself in the moment, or own it, or never ever. What was it? You better lose yourself in the music the moment you own it. MC Grinder. Here we are. What's the radio station called? Corrupt FM. Corrupt FM. MC Grinder. He looks like you as well.
That's the cool. That's good. On that note,
cheers, mate.
Thank you very much. We'll catch you soon. Thank you, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Get a £5 free bet every week with Offer Club from William Hill. Simply stake a total of £20 or more across the week on pre-match football accumulators with 4 or more selections, and you'll get a £5 free bet on the Friday. Join William Hill Offer Club on mobile or online now.